Elon Musk is a man on a mission. Every decision he makes will only help catapult him and his businesses further. Musk recently sold a massive chunk of his Tesla shares. How much did he make, and what is he going to do with all that money? Let's find out. Welcome to Future. Today, we'll talk about why Elon Musk sold his shares and what he is going to do with the billions of dollars. Before we do, subscribe to our channel to get updated with everything on future technology, Elon Musk, or SpaceX. Let's get started. Elon Musk has sold a large number of Tesla shares in the past. He sold shares in his company worth $16.4 billion in just the last few months. It was reported that he owes approximately $11 billion in federal taxes, and this was one of the main reasons that drove him into selling Tesla stock. To put it another way, the first use of this money will surely be directed towards paying off the tax. But that will still leave him with a huge chunk of it. We are talking about $5.4 billion. That brings us to our main question: what will Elon Musk do with all of this cash? It's possible, though not likely, that he has invested part of the money into SpaceX, his rocket company, of which he is the CEO and also a major shareholder. Ideally, Musk will be left with a nest egg of more than $3 billion, even if he ends up paying $2 billion more in additional income tax to the state of California, where Tesla is originally based. Given the recent relocation of both his home and Tesla's corporate offices to Texas, which has no state income tax, it's unlikely that he'll have to pay any amount of tax to California. More importantly, the footnotes in the document exposing details of the sales, as well as the timing of the past two stock infusions into SpaceX, suggest the likelihood that Musk is transferring some of his riches from publicly listed Tesla to shares of his privately owned company, SpaceX. Those are unusual trades for Musk, the country's most visible CEO. It's the first time in Tesla's 12-year public history that he's kept cash from the sale of the company's stock rather than selling just enough to cover future tax payments. The perfect timing. Musk has smartly timed the stock sales. The sales freed up cash at a time when Tesla is performing exceptionally well in the market, becoming the sixth business in history to reach a market capitalization of $1 trillion, and simultaneously elevating Musk to the title of world's richest person. And this is also happening at a time when his other high-profile firm, SpaceX, is raising hundreds of millions of dollars in the stock market to support its ambitious aims. Those two facts, combined with information revealed in numerous files, strongly suggest that he is positively investing in SpaceX. SpaceX and Tesla did not reply to any requests for comment on Musk's use of the funds from his stock transactions. The majority of Tesla shares were sold to cover taxes. On the same days that he sold 10.3 million shares, Musk exercised options to buy an additional 22.9 million shares of Tesla stock. The sales took place over the course of 11 days from November 8th to December 28th. Because those options were set to expire on August 13th, 2022, it made sense for him to buy the shares at the same time. However, the value of the shares, minus the minor exercise price, became taxable income after he did so. Musk immediately sold shares after exercising the options, according to the SEC filing, which stated that the transactions were made solely to satisfy the reporting person's tax withholding obligations related to the exercise of stock options. However, not all of them. The most recent sales contained a note that 219,000 shares were sold solely to meet his tax bill as of December 28, 2021. According to the filing, another 715,000 shares were sold by him on the same day, for a total of $776 million, which went primarily to meet his tax due. The following day, SpaceX filed its own SEC filing, revealing that it had raised $337.4 million in new equity funding from an unnamed investor. So, do you see the connection now? This isn't the first time this year that a Musk sale of Tesla stock, for reasons other than paying taxes, has been followed by SpaceX announcing a fresh round of equity investment. Musk raised $5.8 billion by selling 5.4 million shares between November 9th and 11th. Those were shares he held in trust, not shares he had recently purchased as part of an option exercise. There's no indication in the records as to why he executed those transactions, which are the first time he's sold shares he's held for a long time rather than those he just got through option exercise. The Twitter poll. It's possible he wanted to see the results of a Twitter poll in which he asked followers if they thought he should sell 10% of his stock to boost his taxable income. However, it's also plausible that the objective was to raise funds for SpaceX. Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla, is expected to face a tax bill of more than $15 billion on stock options in the coming months, making a sale of his Tesla stock this year likely regardless of the Twitter vote. Over the weekend, Musk asked his 62.7 million Twitter followers if he should sell 10% of his Tesla stock. He wrote, "Much has been made recently about unrealized gains being a way of tax avoidance. Thus, I propose selling 10% of my Tesla stock. I will abide by the results of this poll whichever way it goes," Elon Musk said. The findings showed 58% in favor of selling and 42% opposed, indicating that he will sell the stock. Musk would have likely begun selling millions of shares this quarter regardless of the poll's outcome. The cause is a $15 billion tax bill that is impending. A cash-strapped SpaceX. That revenue increase we are talking about came in at a crucial time. Musk reportedly told SpaceX employees in an email sent just before Thanksgiving that the firm was facing a liquidity crunch. This was happening owing to delays in manufacturing the Raptor rocket engines and Starship rockets that are needed to launch its Starlink satellites later this year. Starlink is a satellite constellation that aims to deliver high-speed internet access from space. According to an email obtained by Space Explored and as quoted by CNBC, "We face a true default risk if we don't reach a Starship flying rate of at least once every 2 weeks next year." According to Musk's email, the firm needed nearly all of its staff to be at work over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend to fix the issues. Musk mentioned the financial constraints and cash drain involved in getting Starlink's internet service up and running in an email to SpaceX employees just before Thanksgiving. Over the next year or two, SpaceX needs to pass through a wide abyss of negative cash flow to make Starlink commercially viable, he wrote in a tweet in February. "Every new satellite constellation that has been launched in the past has failed. We're hoping to be the first to say no." He also stated that the business intended to increase ground station production in order to connect Starlink clients to the internet. He predicted that it would produce several million units per year, implying that it would use tremendous cash. Musk stated the problem with the Starship rocket and its Raptor engines was being fixed in a tweet that followed revelations of the email. However, in a tweet on December 29th, he stated that the first orbital test launch of the Starship rocket has been postponed until the end of February 2022 due to the requirement to obtain FAA certification for the unmanned flight. If SpaceX can resolve issues with its Starship rocket and Raptor engines and have Starlink up and operating as anticipated, the company's valuation, which is now valued at over $100 billion, might skyrocket by many folds. Musk and other investors have poured money into the company, which might result in a financial jackpot once it goes public. Prior to these two recent funding infusions, SpaceX raised $1.2 billion in stock investments earlier this year. While the names of those who bought the extra shares aren't known, the amounts of 4 distinct infusions were reported in SEC filings. It's unclear how much money Musk had available to invest in SpaceX before selling his Tesla stock in November. The almost $250 billion in value of Tesla shares and options he owns, as well as a chunk of money from his undisclosed interest in SpaceX, account for the vast majority of his estimated $275 billion net worth. If Musk wanted to increase his investment in SpaceX, he'd have to sell Tesla stocks first. What do you think of Musk's strategy with all this money? Do you think it was a wise move? Let us know in the comments below. That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to get updated with everything on future technology, Elon Musk, or SpaceX. Thank you for watching.